What's new? Today we're going to take a look at a Tesla SQL interview question for data analysts, data scientists, data engineers, BI analysts, and anything in between. This one's marked as medium on StrataScratch.com, and our task is: you are given a table of product launches by company by year. Write a query to count the net difference between the number of products companies launched in 2020 with the number of products companies launched in the previous year, so 2019. Output the name of the companies and the net difference of net products released for 2020 compared to the previous year, 2019. All right, we just have one table, which is always nice, makes it simpler, car launches. And if we preview that, it's going to give us a year, company name like Toyota, Honda, or Tesla, anything, as well as a product name that would be the car type, so like a Toyota Corolla, launched in 2020. It seems like there's just one entry per product name and company. Companies might release a new model of the same product in a different year, so there's like a 2020 Tesla Model 3 and a 2023 Tesla Model 3. I actually think about getting a Tesla Model 3, so this question is quite interesting. But it's important to note this for how to answer that question. We only have one entry per product name and company. So let's sum up our task. Our task is to basically get the difference of the product launches per company in 2020 and 2019. So we're going to have to subtract one from the other. And in order to do that, we're going to have to calculate the sum of product launches in 2020 and 2019 per company. So let's just get started by writing some code to do that calculation. So we can sum up or count the product launches by using an aggregate function like sum or count. We're gonna select from this table called car launches, and let's do it this way. We're gonna group by company name. Let's put company name in our select statement as well. So we want to have, anyways, let's take a look at the expected output. That might make it easier. Yeah, we want to have the company name and we want to have the net products. So we already have company name, and this is how we calculate the net products. So let's call that net products as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, let's preview the input table again. Right here. Okay, so we have the year, company name, and product name. We already grouped by the company name, so we just need to sum up the products, but only if they're in 2019. So we can have this case when structure, case when year is 2020, then 1 else 0 end. And that way we only sum up rows that are in 2020, and we do that by company name. Anyways, I'm just going to run this to explain what's happening. So right now we have the number of product launches per company in 2020. We have Honda, Chevrolet, Toyota, Jeep, and Ford. And if we want to do the same for 2019, we can just use that same expression again, change 2020 to 2019, and then we should have that net product difference that we're looking for. And we just got to make sure we do this correctly in terms of the order. So we should write a query to count the net difference launched in 2020 compared to the previous year. So I think it makes sense to have 2020 and subtract 2019 from it. So let's see if this is accepted. It is accepted. We don't have the same order as compared to the expected output, but it doesn't require us to order by anything. So that's already our accepted solution. This approach might have been a bit counterintuitive in terms of the order I did things in, but I think it still makes sense. So what I did is I looked at the input table to make sure I don't have duplicates or anything, and I don't have multiple product launches in different years of the same product. And that allowed me to use that quite simple structure. And this structure is something you should know by now on the top of your head whenever you're attempting any problems, because it's a good structure to sum up rows based on a specific condition. In this case, the condition is the year being in 2019. You could also group by the year, but then you would just have a different output form. You would have it in rows instead of in columns, and this way you can do it in columns. We're not outputting the columns here, we subtract them from each other and then have a column. It might kind of sound confusing as well, but this structure is very important and you should know it by heart. Now the cool thing is this solution, and I made sure this is the case, this solution works in every SQL dialect. So I can paste it in here as well, run it, check solution, it's going to be accepted in MySQL or MySQL, whatever you want to call it, and it's also going to be accepted in Microsoft SQL Server, which is amazing. Now, a cool thing about MySQL and why it's my favorite SQL dialect is that you can make it much shorter in terms of just writing it as year equals and then the year, because it evaluates that expression to true or false, and true or false in MySQL is also treated as 1 and 0 if it's used in a sum function, which is exactly what we're doing. So we had that case when then statement, and if true we're using 1 and else 0, and that's exactly what MySQL has built in automatically, which makes it the solution shorter here, and yeah, makes it be accepted as well. So that's been it for that question. That solution works in case we had different product launches of the same model in different years, like the Tesla Model 3 2023, 2024 or something, and we just wanted to check the initial launch. We would have to do a subquery or CTE and get the minimum launch year and then work based on that, but that's not required by the problem, and we kind of made sure that's not the case. So that's been it. I'm going to leave a link to this problem in the description down below for you to try it as always. And yeah, if you want to see more of these videos and don't want to miss any, make sure you activate notifications for this channel. A lot of people are doing that, and that's the people that get a reminder to practice and always come here first. So it's a good thing to do and keep your habits up of improving and practicing. Apart from that, that's going to be it for me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.